thing that comes to my mind with this is Microsoft when they were negotiating the purchase of what's the one, Slack. They were thinking about purchasing Slack, but then the price tag was too high. So then they kind of were thinking, well, maybe it's actually more easier for them to just make their own software, and they made Teams. So it was a direct competition, in direct competition of Slack, but it just like the price tag was too high. So they decided that they have the resources, they will just do Teams. And as of now, Teams completely took over. Well, not completely, but it's like the user amount with Teams is much larger than with Slack at this time.
Hi, I'm David Beckham. From Auckland, New Zealand.
All right. Cool. So the next question is, have you heard of the saying, the ideas are nothing and execution is everything? What do you think about that idea? I mean, obviously, you need to have an idea first.
The idea, yes.
Right?
Yeah, but I understand the idea about that, like what is behind what I believe is the spirit of this expression. It's that if you come to an investor, you have a nice PowerPoints and all that, but you don't have anything concrete, then most likely they're going to value your company quite low. But if you have been already executing and demonstrating, showing to the world that yes, we are actually doing this already, and we are taking the steps, and we're doing it in a quality way, so then that's the valuation in the eyes of investors will definitely be different.
So, but I will argue execution is proportional to how much money you have.
Not always.
Not always, but it helps.
There is a correlation, of course.
But it helps, right? Yes. So if you got two company, same idea, one has money, one doesn't have money. So the one with the money can execute better. So another argument is, I mean, I agree with the execution is the most important thing, because idea, anybody can get idea. Anybody can go to the shower and get idea. But what about if you play devil's advocate, where company with a lot of resources and money look at your idea and they can certainly execute better. And now they say, okay, ideas are nothing because execution is everything. So we're not on hook on taking your idea because you just got the idea. We got the execution. What do you think about
it? Thing that comes to my mind with this is Microsoft when they were negotiating the purchase of what's the one, Slack. They were thinking about purchasing Slack, but then the price tag was too high. So then they kind of were thinking, well, maybe it's actually more easier for them to just make their own software, and they made Teams. So it was a direct competition, in direct competition of Slack, but it just like the price tag was too high. So they decided that they have the resources, they will just do Teams. And as of now, Teams completely took over. Well, not completely, but it's like the user amount with Teams is much larger than with Slack at this time. And is that stealing idea from Slack or not? Well, maybe.
I mean, technically it is.
Yes. Then we think.
But to be fair, Slack didn't originate the chat idea. Chat has been there's so many communication tools before Slack.
Yes.
So this is also come up with the where you need to be the first mover. So you don't have to be first mover. You can be the later mover. If you got more resources, you can push it out to the market. Yeah.
And it's if an idea is good, then it's most likely some other person will come up with the same idea as well. So it's not just uniquely one idea and nobody else is going to take that. Most often, it's many people will come up with the same conclusions, same kind of ideas when it is in the business environment. I have noticed this on many kind of things in software development. Like it's we see something happening in the markets or some technology development. Then this party will have an idea. Hey, that means that we can do this and that, and then somebody else is thinking the same thing here. But at the same time, something which is truly unique and that nobody else in the world has thought about. Those kind of ideas are very few. Like it's difficult to uh, find those kind of ideas. So it's a
Maybe that's where branding comes in, because say you got Apple phone, and you also got Oppo from China. So anybody can make a smartphone these days, but there's only one Apple, right? So it's like a branding. So maybe you can protect your IP using branding. No, IP. Sorry, your market sort of.
Sure. Yes, branding is an interesting thing. My background is I'm like a engineering background. So I kind of am not naturally that familiar with all these marketing things and the business side of things. But I have learned these recently in the last few years, and they have really opened up my eyes. When we are thinking about brands, it's kind of like the people want to hear the story. They want to be part of that story, and that is very big part of the brand. And it can be a powerful thing. It's an interesting and important marketing tool and a tool to hold on to your market share. So it's an interesting word, and it's a complex word and a smart word as well, I would say.
Yeah. So to come back to this idea thing, where ideas and nothing, execution everything, I think it will only be fair if you compare two companies with the same resource, and then one is doing better. So that means one deliver better. But this one can be misused by, like, say, big companies with more resources. Look at the startup idea, and they just take, okay, you're not executing good, we can do better, and they just take it. So this idea, this saying can be misused from my point of view.
Of course, it can. It's always open to
and I go to LinkedIn, or for example, I see many say celebrity businessmen or big companies are writing these one, and see of a normal startup guy comparing another startup. So it's feel like it's a bit off, because the big guys, of course, you can say you can execute everything because you get all the resources. So I don't think it is right for them to, in their position, to be saying, patronizing the startups who don't have any resources compared to them, to say you should execute better, because it's almost like an excuse to take your idea.
Well, maybe, not sure, but one thing that this saying reminds me of is that the quality matters. If you have a big company that's doing lots of things and they're getting forward, but are they doing it in a good quality? And even if we're thinking about software and coding, there is a difference between producing a lot of code and producing a smaller amount of code, but the code is good quality. It's like clear, easy to understand. It's been commented in the right way so that it can be developed on later on. So quality does matter, and from that perspective, the execution does matter a lot.
Yeah. Cool. And just out of interest, what sort of software languages do you use?
Mostly like a Node.js, and I'm not a software guy myself, so I'm not the right person to ask. But Node.js is, I believe, what's mostly used, and I think they use TypeScript and this kind of stuff to make it a better quality code.
Right.
As I understand.